Hi, I'm Colleen Bierstein, the Smart Cookie Cook, and today I'm whipping up an extra special Easter treat. So, picture this. You're outside on a beautiful Easter Sunday, spring has come, the sun's shining, and you've just set out a beautiful trifle dish for dessert to eat, when all of a sudden, the Easter Bunny himself comes bounding across the lawn, jumps onto the picnic table, and straight into your trifle dessert. Yeah, sound crazy? It's not, because that's how delicious this trifle is. Even the bunny wants to get a piece. So much so that he's willing to just jump straight in. We're going to build a beautiful trifle dessert made with chocolate, and a little bit more chocolate. And we're going to have an adorable little bunny butt sticking out of the top of it. If that isn't the perfect dessert for Easter, then I don't know what is. So we're going to have layers of chocolate mousse, homemade devil's food cake, some chunks of Milky Ways, and then on top, that little bunny sticking his butt out. It's going to be so adorable and it's perfect for Easter. So let's hop to it! So our first plan of action is to make the layer of devil's food cake. Then we'll crumble it up and have delicious chunks to throw into the trifle. Now, if you're not feeling too ambitious today, go ahead and use a box mix. Just make sure you go for that devil's food. So our first step is I have a bowl with sifted cocoa powder. I have a half cup of that. And we're going to add in a half cup of brown sugar. Now, using brown sugar instead of just white sugar is not only going to add depth of flavor to this, but it's also going to make it nice and moist, like a good devil's food cake should be. Now, we are going to add 1 cup of boiling water to this. It's going to help it all dissolve nice. And we're going to whisk this right on in. Ooh, smell that chocolate? Alright, that is good and dissolved. Next up, we're going to cream butter and sugar together. And then I have 3/4 of a cup of regular white sugar. And we're going to start low, and then we'll increase the speed. Alright, next, I have mixed together my dry ingredients, just flour, baking powder, baking soda. We're going to add that in slowly in a little bit. But first, we're going to add some vanilla. You need teaspoons of this. And we're going to add an egg. We're going to do 2 total. So crack the first one right on in there. And we're going to beat that in. We'll follow that up with just a little bit of the flour mixture. Alright, let's do our second egg. Alright, so can you figure out what we're still missing here? The devil's food cake, so we gotta add the chocolate mixture still. So we're going to fold this in nice and gentle. So let me show you what I've done here. I have lined the bottom of this cake pan with parchment paper. That's going to make sure that this cake comes out clean. We aren't going to have any issues with it. We've also got butter around the edges. This baby's going to slide right out. So let's pour our batter straight into the cake pan. Alright, now what do you say we take the Sea of Chocolate Beauty and put it into the oven so it can bake up nice and fluffy and rich. Alright, I got my oven ready to go at 350. So we're going to pop this sucker right in. And I'm going to start it off with 30 minutes. Alright, I'll see you in 30. And y'all can say hello to Reese Pup while you're here. Okay, let's take this guy out of the oven. Looking absolutely beautiful, as you can see. Now we're going to let it cool, and then we can chop it up like crazy to go into our trifle. Alright, so next, as you can see, I've got a lot of cake here. Let me explain this to you. This is baked in a small, round, glass, oven-proof bowl. This is our bunny butt. Now the first thing I want to do is, as you can see, it's got this round top. I want to flatten that out. It'll make it balance much better on the top of our trifle. So I'm just going to take a bread knife and saw it right off. See? Easy as that. So you know what these are, right? These are our little bunny paws. Now, they're pretty okay shape as it is. I just want to make them a little bit more circular. So I'm going to get rid of this ring around the top here. So around. See this round top? That's going to make it hard for us to attach it to the butt, so we got to saw that off a little bit. Can you guys tell I just really like saying bunny butt? Okay, one paw down, one more to go. Okay, so this delicious devil's food cake we made, we're going to turn it out onto a cutting board and we're going to hack it up into some chunks. Hello. No prouder moment than when your cake comes out clean. Now we're going to chop it up. Just start sawing away at this baby. Alright, got this chopped up into tons of tiny little chunks of cake and it looks quite good. Alright, so now we need our chocolate mousse filling. So this is just an instant pudding mix, not the cook and serve, just the kind you add milk, whisk it up. I got some nice cold milk going in here. And I'm going to whisk this up until it starts to thicken good. This mousse is so delicious though, it's not just going to be the bunny who wants to dive in head first. We're going to wish you could too. Alright, so we whisked this good for 2 minutes. Lots of arm muscle under there, you know, because I got a lot of that. And now, it's almost set up. You just got to let it sit for a minute or two, and then it's really going to thicken up like pudding. Now, while it does that, my little Easter tale to tell you guys. You know, a lot of people don't believe in the Easter bunny, but me, I do. You want to know why? Because I've seen him. When I was little and I lived in Pennsylvania, I will never forget one Easter morning. I was over at the neighbor's house and we were having, you know, a nice little get-together, and I looked out the window. The Easter bunny himself goes hopping by through the backyard. And so me and all the other neighbor kids went nuts. We're like, it's the Easter bunny, he's real. And from that day on, I never had any doubt. So the pudding's good and set up, and I have here 8 ounces of luscious melted chocolate. I'm going to fold this right in. Ooh. Alright, now once you have this whisked up good, we're going to cover it and we're going to stick it in the fridge to chill. It's going to make it nice and cool, like the temperature of our whipped cream is going to be, that we're going to fold into this. We got some lovely stiff peaks here in our cocoa whipped cream. And now we can go grab the chilled pudding out of the fridge and fold it into here. Okay, I'm going to be gentle with it, you guys. You guys want to take a look? Come here and see this beautiful chocolate mousse all come together. It just looks so luscious, doesn't it? I have to try a little bit. Just rich enough. It's going to be so good when it's layered up with that devil's food cake. Okay, are you guys ready to build our bunny butt? That's just really fun to say. Okay, so I've got our little round bunny butt cake. And I have here some store-bought strawberry frosting. And what we're going to wind up doing is covering the frosting in coconut to look like the bunny's fur. So just pop it on the top and you can spread it out nice. Voila! Super simple, right? Alright, so I have all of our trifle components here. I got the mousse, the devil's food cake, and I got a little something extra. These are chopped up Milky Way bars, one of my favorite candies. Reese's Cups would also be really awesome in this too. I'm going to start with a layer of cake. So I'm going to throw a couple crumbles down in here, crumble it up a little bit more as I go. Just get the bottom, you know, pretty evenly covered. Next, we're going to top it with a layer of the mousse. Just smooth it out nice. And we'll finish that with a layer of the Milky Way bars. Okay, now we start again. Top it with the rest of the mousse. Spread it out. How pretty is that? Okay. I see you're more concerned with looking at the dog than you are with me. Fine. See if I share my trifle with you guys. Okay, and now it's time to Easterfy this baby. Alright, I've got crushed Oreos here. This is going to be like the dirt that our little bunny is diving into, and we're just going to sprinkle this over top. Perfect. Okay, and now, time for the big moment. We're going to sit our iced bunny butt on top of here. To make this easier on me, I'm going to scoop them up with a spatula so he's nice and supported. You want to get him nice and centered. He's probably going to sink a little bit. Ha! Now we want to attach our little feetsies to the bunny. So I have these very roughly iced feet. Let's start with one. Get them on there good. Okay, and stick a toothpick through here. Help our little feet stay on. Place that. Okay. So now we're going to put coconut on this guy. Alright, our little bunny butt's covered in coconut. He's not quite done, he still needs a tail, but first I'm going to decorate with a little bit of grass. So this is just green cupcake icing, store-bought, comes in this little squeezy thing, it's really convenient. Okay, that's good for grass here, I think. So I got me some fondant here, and I'll just ribbon off a piece. I'm going to roll up a little cottontail. You can kind of make it a little bit, you know, more bumpy, not totally spherical, because the tail should look fluffy, you know? We're going to plop this right on top of this bunny's butt. So next we need to put on a little paw print. Okay, get a ball going here. Roll it up that quick. So we'll get us some frosting, aka edible glue. Stick it on there good. Alright, once you have that paw in there, I have 3 tiny little circle toes to go on. We're going to go under the base of the paw. Did the same thing with these that I did to make that one. I rolled a little ball and flattened it right out. Okay, we'll do the same thing with the other foot. Okay, so our very last finishing touches here, I have some cute little Easter treats to add into the top. I have these peeps, they're going to be the bunny's little friends, and they're going to add color to the trifle. And I also have these adorable and delicious mini Cadbury cream eggs. I love these things. They're going to be like the bunny's little eggs that he was delivering before he got distracted by the trifle. So you can take and you can stick these in here however you want. And we can add an egg. I'll just add a couple more touches and then I'll let you guys see the finished product. Well guys, here's our finished bunny butt trifle. I think it is absolutely adorable. All the little peeps in there. We got some cute little Cadbury eggs and of course this giant rabbit sticking out of it. I mean, if this dessert doesn't say Easter, then I don't know what does. Not to mention, it's not just pretty, but it's going to be so delicious when we dig into it. We have the layers of mousse and the layers of cake, plus those chunks of Milky Ways we threw in there. That is decadence at its finest. So if you are in need of the perfect Easter dessert, ask yourself this: what would the smart cookie cook?